About your boy, but they lied about your boy. Going dumb and it's something idiotic about your boy. She wearing cheetah print, that's how bad she won't be spotted around your boy.
I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down, but you can whip your lovin' on me, baby. Whip your lovin' on me.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skillet, baby. And the thing about your boy is
I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down, but you can whip your lovin' on me, baby. Whip your lovin' on me.
Young MISSIONARY. He sharp like barbed wire. She stole my heart, then she got archived. I keep it short with a bitch, Lord Farquaad. All the girls in the front row, all the girls at the barricade, all the girls that been waiting all day. Let your tongue hang out, fuck everything. If it came with a man, let go of his hand. Everybody in the suite kicking up their feet. Stand up, bitch, dance. And all the guys in the back waiting on the next track. Cut your boy a little slack. It's Young Jack. I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skillet, baby. And the thing about your boy is
I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down, but you can whip your lovin' on me.
That's right, that's right.
Whip your lovin' on me.
that we're marching towards early access, which starts in December. If you're not familiar with extraction shooters, basically it's like Escape from Tarkov or Call of Duty, the DMZ version, where the player has a persistent inventory that lives outside of each match. They choose what items to bring into each match, and if they die, they can get stolen. So high risk, high reward. We are on the blockchain, so all the stuff you're winning and losing is tokenized, and you can buy, sell, or trade it on our marketplace. We have a huge UGC component, so everything in the game is moddable, mintable, buyable, and tradable. So if you make the coolest map, if you make Dota 2 within Shrapnel, then you're going to be financially rewarded for your efforts via our tokenomics. So whole lot to dig into there, but I'm really excited. We love the creators that have been showing up to support us. We can't wait for more of them to come out and hang out with us. If you're going to Miami, my wife is inside the house right now booking a 20-person Airbnb. I think Icy's going to come. Sam's going to come. Hantal, I think you should bring your ass down to Miami. Spike, I think you should bring your ass down to Miami. Orangey's going to come hang out. But anyway, that's what's going on with us.
So dope, man. I love that. Incredible. Oh my God, so many things. Shout out to your wife. So anyone that doesn't know, I actually slept over Tony's house the night before the playtest. I landed in Seattle at like 11 o'clock at night, Ubered over. We were up all night. The vibes were immaculate. We were buzzing. Woke up in the morning, met your daughter before she went off to school. That was super cool. Your wife made incredible bacon. It was so much fun. There's so many stories to get into. We're going to get into all of them. But first, let me welcome Orangey up to the stage. Orangey, welcome back from vacation. I heard you lost your phone. I'm so sorry. How are you doing today,
Bro,
man?
I went to my first ever like rave EDC Orlando and I got my freaking phone rugged, dude. Like it's unlucky. And I lost all the
Wait, how are you talking on this
I bought a
space?
new one. But dude, I lost all my pictures from Seattle and everything. So unfortunate.
Oh, dude, that's a super bummer. Well, we got our live streams and we got some good, behind the scenes footage from the rest of us. But I'm super sorry to hear that, man. But thank you for making it back from vacation, buying a new phone just for this space. I appreciate you so much. You heard Hantow chiming in, talking a lot of trash in that video. I think I've got it pinned up on the top of the stage here. Hantow, how you doing, man? Introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up? I'm the number one player in Shrapnel. Actually, number two. Andy's number one. Icy at number three. And Icy, I don't know, man. I didn't talk to Sam at all, and he also posted a video of you dying. So I don't know if it's a coincidence anymore of you dying all the time in the game. So I'll just leave it at that.
Listen, it's a good thing that the VODs on the streams are still up, man. There's a lot of gameplay clips out there. I did die many times to Orangey, but not to you, Hantow. We're gonna talk about it. But I want to throw it over to Dove as well, another person who got a bunch of kills, but also died a bunch of times in the Shrapnel playtest, man. Dove, how you doing today?
My God, let me unmute. Yo, good. Glad to be here. Great day. Happy Monday. I'm still riding all the gameplay high, man. It was just too much fun. Really impressed by the gameplay from Shrapnel. We got a playtest.
Dude, it was insane. Like, I played for 5 minutes at GDC, loved it, but like was dying to get some real game time on. And we played for 3 hours. Orangey and I actually skipped lunch and played 1v1 for like an hour. We didn't want to stop playing. It was incredible. I'm gonna throw it to Eddie. Eddie joined the playtest as well. Eddie, how you doing? Who are you? What should people know about you?
Hi, can you hear me right now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. I'm Eddie. I also played some other Web3 games a couple years ago when they were kind of in development. I come from like the League of Legends strategy game side, so playing this extraction shooter was a little different. Although I did play a lot of Halo 3 and Modern Warfare 2 back in the day. IC told me that I did kill him in the game, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, right now gonna play in Vegas for TFT next month, and I'm looking forward to becoming more involved with the Shrapnel community. Seems like you all are pretty cool, and yeah, don't die to me in game because I'm a non-FPS player.
Evidence is piling, Icy.
Yeah, yo, I'm gonna put together all of my highlight clips and show what really went down, what really happened. But no, Eddie and I did have a pretty good 1v1 epic battle. we can talk about it. Again, Shrapnel like kept me on the edge of my seat, wanting to every time that you die, it's one of those games where it's like you just want to load back in and play again. I've been talking about Shrapnel nonstop since playing. I sound like a paid shill. Unfortunately, I'm an unpaid shill, unless you count some free extraction packs that I've been given, which I'm very grateful for. But it's just because I truly, truly love the game. I've been in Web3 gaming for 2 years now, and I've been like, one of my thesis for me coming into the space was like, I want to try and find the next game that's going to be massive, that's going to like take over the world. We saw glimpses of that with Axie Infinity. Shout out to you, Hantao. Shout out to Ronan, right? But I'm like really looking for that next big game. And man, nothing has had me as excited as Shrapnel after playing it. So I apologize to like my timeline, my feed for nonstop talking about Shrapnel, but I'm just really excited. And I think that you guys can hear that. But with that said, guys, I'd actually really, really love to hear like maybe 30 to 60 seconds around the horn. Orangey, Hantao, Dub, and Eddie, like your first experience, your first impressions of the game, maybe at a high level, and then we'll dive into like maybe specific questions on like how the map felt and how the gunplay was, and maybe some of your favorite mechanics and things like that. Orangey, thank you for raising your hand. I do want to run this like an organized space. Shout out to the GOAT himself, Sam Stefanino, who like brings structure and organization into this and like keeps a tight ship running. I do want to try to emulate that as much as possible. So I am going to ask you guys to raise your hands, and we'll go
I'm gonna
to
be loud and proud. Where's my introduction, Icy? I'm adding some heat to this topic. Got an intro ready. Let's just run with it, Icy. I'm shooting you down, operator in. This is my third time missing an opportunity to play Shrapnel. So I got a little pitch going. So like what I into I couldn't go to Seattle, but like I had it planned out. We were gonna have a video. They were gonna have me at the airport, sacked up, thrown in the back of a van, and then like put it in front of a computer playing Shrapnel. No, not there. But guys, I will do an action skit. Sam got me hyped. If we can get 50,000 shares on this live stream, Twitter space, we're gonna make it happen. Or I'll probably do it anyways. So yeah, that's my intro, guys. Let's be loud and proud. This is Shrapnel here. Let's be real. This is one of the best Web3 games, if not the best. Let's get it.
Yo, Spike, I appreciate that so much. Thank you for jumping in there. I'm a terrible host, space host. I did not intro you. I apologize. Real quick before we go to Orangey and Dub's hands, we do have Andy.eth, who is also at the playtest. He said he was going to be a few minutes late. He just jumped on the stage, so I want to give him an opportunity to say hello, tell us, a little bit about yourself, who you represent, and give you your moment to shine.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hello, everyone. My name is Andy. I am the head of BD for Stardust. Stardust is blockchain and wallet infrastructure for game studios. So we're working with tons of like the biggest games in the space. Been doing this for almost 2.5 years now. Company though is almost 6 years old. And then we're also, just as a fun kind of fact, we're also now doing some stuff in user acquisition as well. So a lot of games independently, optionally separate of our wallet infrastructure are using us to go get users that they want to do certain specific actions in their game. It's like questing on steroids. We give you attribution. But so yeah, I live in Seattle, so it was awesome hanging out with the Shrapnel team. They're an amazing team. And second time playing the new build. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me up.
Awesome, Andy. Appreciate you. We met at GDC at one of the Stardust mixers, and then just continue to run into each other around the space at 3XP and all that stuff. Andy is a great guy, one of the best BD guys in the space. Shout out to Stardust, doing incredible things. Unlike Jonah, I am not sponsored by Stardust, so I'm not being paid to say this, but shout out to Jonah for always having incredible disclosures, and shout out to Stardust for building great tech and supporting the space. You absolutely love to see it. With that, guys, we're going to get to the hands. So Orangey, you had your hand up first. Incredible gamer, dominated the playtest. Everyone was like in awe of watching you play the game. It was so much fun. When I died, which happened often, yes, Hantao, it did happen often, okay? But I got my kills too. I would turn my stream and watch Orangey's stream. The way that he was Sigma jumping all over the map was truly insane. Like the devs were taking notes and stuff. So Orangey, I am so curious, excited to hear. And you keep it raw and honest. So what was your first impression of the game, brother?
Hey man, thanks for having me here, and thank you for the Shrapnel team for the amazing hospitality and getting me out there and stuff. Bro, I'm gonna be honest, man. Since like coming back from Seattle, I've honestly been thinking about Shrapnel like too much. It's like that new girl that you just meet, you know, and like you're just so in love with her, you just want to like think about her all the time, type thing, you know. Anyways, so I've been thinking about the game a lot, man, and like maybe I've been getting like a little bit too far ahead of myself, but with like the Sigma jump mechanic and stuff, like I've been thinking like, you know, they might have like Sigma dash, Sigma like slide, other Sigma abilities that just make the movement feel so nice. And when I tried Shrapnel initially at Consensus earlier in May this year, you know, it was pretty slow paced. And before the Sigma ability, I thought it was slow paced too, like a little slow paced shooter. But I just think there's so much possibility, bro. Like, it's hopefully gonna be great.
I love it, man. I love it. Shout out to that and thank you. That's big claims and big praise from someone like Orangey. Real quick, Dub, I'm going to go to you next. I do want to shout out everybody in this space. I stream on Twitch and all that stuff. I'm new to hosting a Twitter space. We got 100 people in here. We got 46 comments. You guys are absolutely killing it. Wow, I'm in awe. I appreciate you guys for being here. Hopefully I do you justice and make Sam Stefanina proud. Dub, first impressions on Shrapnel, hit me.
Dude, I loved it. I mean, like, of course I loved it. Everyone that saw me streaming it saw the smiles on my face. I mean, I think what was cool for me compared to the previous build that I really liked seeing was there's like a diversity in gunplay. They added that shotgun in there. They had more movement with the slide. And then time to kill was a lot shorter. Like I think it was within like the first 10 minutes already racked up 4 kills or whatever, you know, and it was real quick, real fast paced. So once that game loop is just available and out there and you can just run back to back to back after you die so many times, Icy, you're gonna just have a blast, man. I can see it.
Yo, Alice is turning into the shit on Icy's face. I love it. I'm here for it, guys. Bring it on. Incredible. Andy, you've got your hand up. Hit me with your first impressions.
Well, so it's like my second impression, kind of, and that's what I wanted to talk about because like I could talk about the game a bit. First of all, Shrapnel's at a high level, not the game for me. I have so much anxiety playing that game. It's like I'm playing Slenderman the whole time. Like everyone's just creeping around corners. Like it's fucking terrifying. I'm way more of like the Call of Duty like die and run back and die and run back sort of vibe. It's a lot lower stress. Like my heart's just beating way too hard the whole time playing Shrapnel, but it's a really good game. What I wanted to talk about was like how much it got better from the first build. The build that I played at Consensus, whenever that was, like May or April, was like totally different than this build. The build at Consensus, like I was getting shot. I didn't know where I was getting shot from. Like you couldn't really loot bodies. I don't think back then. I'm pretty sure I know you couldn't loot bodies. You could only pick up ammo in crates. And the build this time was incredible. So I played like 2 weeks ago the new build, and I was talking to some of the game guys, the Shrapnel team, on like how they were designing it, and I was getting to like the nitty gritty of how you loot a body, right? And there's like just like the user experience of dragging stuff around, and they were kind of being really nice and like listening to my thoughts, and then they kind of after a while just blinked and smiled at me and said, "Well, I don't know if you know this, but 2 or 3 days ago, you could not loot a body." And now you have all these features like ready to go right now. I'm like, holy shit, these guys are just cranking out. They're shipping so much stuff like so fast. It was pretty impressive. And then finally they got to speak and they were talking about all these awesome concepts that they were going to roll out. Just and I could tell they were just like they had it all planned, ready to go, and they were just going to roll it out. So anyway, it was really really cool just to listen to these guys talk and how qualified this team is too. Listening to Mark McCurry speak was really really great about like the larger vision, and I think that the entire it's crazy to say, but I think the whole space is sleeping on Shrapnel. I don't think this team is like recognized quite fully yet about what they're really building. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, I agree with that, Andy. I want to talk more about our experience at the studio and like talking to some of the game designers and the devs and stuff a little bit later. want to dig deep into the gameplay right now, but I could not agree with you more. Again, I sound like a paid shill. I'm an unpaid shill, but I'm definitely shilling the game because I'm so excited. But like, it's just I've seen so many like incredible things from the team, from the game, from every aspect that I'm just really excited to talk about it. And because we got to go to the studio and have that kind of VIP experience, I wanted to have a space where we could share a little bit behind the scenes of what that was like, and answer any questions that people have in the space, which we'll get to like Q&A maybe in another 20-25 minutes or so. But yeah, man, I mean, I completely agree with you, Andy. Like, I was talking to some of the devs and they're like, oh, we shipped this build super quick. We've already fixed these 5 bugs. Listening to like Jeff McGann get giddy over the game design and stuff, it's like, it's the most adorable thing in the world because he loves the game so much. And they're true game developers where like they know that they've fixed these bugs already. But they're cringing on the inside of like having this, seeing us like work on it or play and experience it. And they're like, oh, like we fixed this, like it's so much better now. And it's really cool experience to like get that behind the scenes. It's probably a dream come true for like a gamer. Again, maybe I'm gushing too much, but in what world am I going to go to a game studio and be able to play test their game or be one of the first people to do that? Like only in Web3. So thank you, Shrapnel. Thank you, Web3. With that, I want to send it to Hantao. Bring me down a little bit, brother. Tell me your first impressions of the game and your experience at the studio.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot more polished than when I played at GDC for sure. Like when I was playing at GDC, I was kind of lost and confused. There was bullet drop back then, and like I couldn't control my ammo. So now that I went in, I just like looted Icy's body for the AR ammo this time. And yeah, it was a lot funner too. And the game is like really beautiful. I think they did a really good job on the art and designing all the different maps, and the whole story is really good.
Yeah.
Dude, just to chat on that real quick, Hantao. I always appreciate how objective you are. I know I'm going to get the real Hantao when Hantao talks, but I will say the build that you guys played looks like shit compared to the one that they just lit up. They put the lighting in for a lot of the spaces, and we're going to start sharing out some videos and screenshots. Hantao, you should drive your ass back down in a couple of weeks and play it again. Like Saigo did like a little girl giggle when he saw it. It like looks remarkably different. I can't even wait.
Yeah, make sure you record that stuff so we can see what his little girl giggle sounds like.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Eddie, longtime gamer. This was your first time checking out Shrapnel. Do you want to share your first impressions? Maybe like from an outside perspective of, coming in with fresh eyes.
Yeah, so I didn't get to play at GDC, so basically I got thrown into a room full of people who have experience in the game, unfair advantage. But it was really cool. Like the game felt like those new experiences where it's pretty rare. So you jump into a game, you kind of like discovering things as you play. Um, the game graphics are really cool. It was pretty polished in my opinion for a game that's not released at the time yet. And then I was just kind of figuring out how to play, and even when I was trying to figure out how to play, I was still killing people. So that was really cool. I wasn't expecting to get kills right away, but I think the first game I got 2 kills and 1 death. So that's pretty good. And it's pretty bare bones right now. And then I didn't really ask. So it's my fault that I didn't really ask too much about the gameplay. I just went into it. Also, games are more fun when you're bad at it. So it was really cool, the whole experience, just talking to the studio. It was my first time, I think, at a game studio. And then there's not very many communities or environments where you can just like be yourself as a gamer and talk to everybody, and where you don't have to explain anything, right? It was just really good vibes.
Yeah, man, totally. Thank you for not taking an opportunity like Hantao does to shit on me and just saying like, yeah, you got some kills, but yes, one of them was me. Guys, I want to ask you like, I want to go around the horn. Like, what were did you learn anything new about the game, or like, was there anything surprising in the gameplay, or like, what was your favorite kind of aspect of the game? For me, I'll say that yeah, to Andy, your point, and Hanto, your point, the game is beautiful. At one point, I was just watching the Sigma Storm come down. I've seen so many like gameplay clips and trailers, but like to be in the game and to see the Sigma Storm coming down, there's so many aspects of the game that are really interesting, right? Like you can actually die to a Sigma Storm, which I did. So that was new. That was like fresh. The Sigma jumps. I don't know if people are aware, but Sigma is, it's an extraction game. You jump in, and the whole goal is to extract Sigma, which looks beautiful. That was one of the big updates from the playtest in GDC. It's like this lime green, glowing, artifact kind of looking rock. They actually gave us some in one of the swag bags, kind of like a pop rock thing, which was really, really cool. So yeah, that was really cool. So were there any like aspects of the game besides it being just like an extraction shooter that you really enjoyed, really liked, or maybe have some feedback on? Hantow, I'll go to you. I saw your hand first, but Andy will go next.
Wait, you died to PvE? You died to the environment? Anyways, yeah. No, really like the frequency of the loot boxes compared to last time, because last time it was like pretty hard for me to find any loot, and this time it was like ammo, but maybe some more AR ammo because the pistol kind of sucks, or maybe I'm just bad with it. So
Yeah, I was pretty bad with the pistol too. I'd love you guys. Yeah, let's like dive into the nitty gritty here. Like what guns you liked, what guns you didn't like. I don't think there was a sniper. So I think there was the AR, the pistol, and the shotgun was what I used for the loadouts. I'd love to see a sniper in the game. I'm sure that's coming. I feel like that would be a lot of fun. Andy, I'm going to go to you next.
I totally agree with what Hantow said, and don't worry, I still come to your defense and just remind everyone that I killed Hantow for Final Extraction in a 1v1 shootout. Definitely put this kid in the ground. It was great. So just wanted to say that for everyone. I wanted to speak because I have to hop here for a meeting. But no, I totally agree. Actually, I just want to double click on what Hantow just said. Like the previous build, it was brutal. Like you had basically like 20 rounds, and that was it. Like you better hope to God that you find some ammo, because every bullet counted. It was crazy. So this time was a lot more friendly. You could loot bodies, which is cool. And you could also know where you were getting shot from. Like that was something that was like kind of tough. Also, like I didn't really know where I was getting shot from. I think that the looting mechanics could be a lot better. Like when you're looting a body, you have to like manually drag everything to your inventory versus like a one click, and it like just takes a second or two to load. Would be nice. But and then the thing I wanted to say initially was the Sigma Storm, or the Sigma jumping. Watching RNG, so RNG killed me at one point in one of the earlier games, and watching that man fly through the air while I'm just cowering on the ground, just like staring at him from the ground, and he's just above me, like 30 feet above me, just gunning me down. I had a whole new respect for the game of Shrapnel, because this is like my 5th game I played. I'd never seen anyone do anything close to that, and that was incredible. So I was just very stoked that this is possible in this game, and it made the game feel like it was suddenly in 3D. It was like, oh shit, you can go and get Sigma, and then like you're a god. So it was super excited to just even see anyone do that, because previously it'd just been people running around just CS:GO style shooting at people. So that was cool.
Yeah, and sorry, just to, again, Andy, I love hearing that. And I think Orange, you mentioned like getting excited about thinking about other Sigma abilities. Like that's one of the things I'm most excited about. Like not only are we going to have the stuff that makes it like what you were just talking, like it makes it fun to just like watch people jumping around and flying around and shit. I think Orange, you mentioned a Sigma dash type ability. Of course, that's in the books. But what I start getting excited about is when I hear the designers start talking about like the debuffs, right, or the counters to that stuff. Like so, imagine like Orangey's flying around, but someone else has like an anti-grav skill, right? And so he just like crashes down in front of him, and that just creates a whole new set of tension. Like I'm super jazzed for that kind of shit.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have to hop. So thanks for everyone for being here, and thanks Icy for having me up here. But keep it going.
Andy, appreciate you so much, guys. Go follow Andy.eth. Go follow Stardust. Show them some love. They do incredible things to support the space. If you ever went to GDC, they hosted an incredible mixer last year. I think they'll be doing stuff again this year. So really appreciate you, Andy. Hantow also had to jump, but we're going to keep it going. Kate, I see you in the audience. You wrote an incredible article after the GDC playtest. If you want to come up, feel free. Actually, I can probably invite you to speak if you want to. Feel free to come on up. Tony, yeah, I'd love to hear like some of the behind the scenes things that you guys have like in store and in like kind of planned out, because there's a lot more coming in the pipeline, right? I think on the last demo in the Shrapnel Discord, you guys talked about like, hey, this is taking place, 20, 30 years in the future. Like there's gonna be, tech, like maybe drones or maybe other things that people are gonna be able to use, around the map. I'll also comment on Andy's point, like the map felt so good. I was really impressed at how big the map was, and also like you can run into all sorts of buildings, and really felt like you were in the city, and had a lot of depth and a lot of space to move around. Like the movement felt really good. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but yeah, Tony, can you speak to like maybe some of the things that are planned?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I'll start with one of the last things you said, which was that the map felt big, and I love these conversations, Icy, because there's a couple of things that I'm just going to clip up and send over to the game team on repeat over and over again. Someone said about like the looting and how it feels a little clunky right now. Like these are the kind of things that the game team just loves to hear, right? Because they take all of it super seriously, and they'll tune stuff in between gameplay sessions. But some of the new stuff that is coming up is the map's tiny right now. The map that you played in is like not a fourth of the map that's built for the first level or the first map or whatever you want to call it. And like not very much of what I call the cool shit was in that part of the map that you played, right? Like you couldn't go down into the well and crawl through the sewers and then pop up on the other side of the map and get to the extraction point. Or there's some really cool like crawl spaces in the buildings that like actually like lead to some verticality where you can crawl up to one story of a building and then get out to like a balcony and jump to another one. Like none of that stuff's like really discoverable yet, and that kind of uh, um, getting to know the map and feeling like you really play it enough to understand where everything is what I get really excited about, because that's when you see people like Orangey, and we got Cairo down in the crowd. Like that's where you see those people really shine, and that's where the game looks really fun too. We joke all the time, like we're using all that video that you guys got while you were in the office, like a lot more than we're using the stuff that we take, because like I kind of suck at the game, and so it's a lot more fun to watch you guys play than it is us. So yeah, Sigma abilities are going to be super cool. The tech that you talked about, like gadgets, drones, the ability to increase the sound that you're not just increase, but really dial in on the sound that you're hearing, so it's clearer where the enemies might be when they're around you, where bullets are coming from, and then the ability to maybe have Sigma come to you instead of having to pick it up off the ground, or stuff like that. And then more on the UGC side, our marketplace is in production. We should be rolling out the ability to buy, trade, and sell your call signs, which are like your identity, here before the end of the year. And we should also be launching the ability to mint your insignias, which are like the base, almost like textile palettes for skins in the game. You'll be able to mint and trade and buy and sell those on the marketplace before the end of the year as well.
Man, there's so much to talk about here, Tony, from the UGC to the game to future things. I have so many questions and so little time. I do want to ask Dub and Eddie to share a little bit about their experience at the studio, because you guys really rolled out the red carpet for us. Thank you so much. I mean, again, Tony, you let me stay at your house and you fed me food. Like, I'm in love with you. But also like you guys brought us into the studio, you gave us the full tour, we all came back successful extractions with the hoodies, with shirts, with all sorts of swag. Everyone was so kind. I don't know if it's a Seattle thing, I don't know if it's a Shrapnel thing, but like everybody at the studio was like tripping over themselves, like, do you want another water, did you get enough food, like is there anything we can do for you guys? Like it really was, you made us feel really special, and I just want to thank you guys for that. Again, I'm like a really positive guy. I'm, you guys, if anyone's ever seen me stream, I'm always gushing. So this is me on the regular, but like Shrapnel just went above and beyond to make the experience really incredible. I'd love to hear a Dub, because you're a big fan of Shrapnel, but also Eddie, because it was like kind of your first introduction as well. And then afterwards, I do want to get to Kate and welcome you to the stage. But Dub, can you speak to your time in the studio?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Handling another thing here on the side. But yeah, I mean, a VIP experience for sure. I mean, but at the same time, there's like this sense of family to it that I really digged. I mean, you could tell everyone there has been working together for a really long time and really passionately on this, and like every little detail mattered to them. Like they wanted to make sure the food was good for us, the basically everything, and like I've never had that experience before, except when I was giving it to like snowboard testers when I was making snowboards, and it was just super cool from a personal perspective.
Yeah, and I mean, Dub, I hope you don't mind me saying, but we hired Dub. He's on contract with us now for the next 2 months. He's going to come in and help us do a lot of community stuff and really get our Discord humming. Now that we've got a bunch more people coming into it, he's going to be up here doing spaces instead of me sometimes, which is great. But we really are about the creators, right? Like it's we're making a AAA game, but it like core to our DNA is we're making a thing that we expect other people to make cooler than we will make it. Um, and and we can't do that without people like Icy and Dub and Matt and Spike and Kate. Really appreciate you. Yeah, and we've got some of our chibi warriors in the crowd, arrogant, and so the crew that shows up and really makes the game are going to be the people that make Shrapnel successful or not. And it's encouraging for me to, and I will share these clips around as well, to hear that we're really paying that through as a culture.
Leaking Alpha on the stage. I'm so excited that we were able to tease that out. Dub, congratulations, man. I heard the news when we got to leave the studio. I gave Dub the biggest hug. That's an incredible just an incredible thing. I love to see it for the space, man. Congrats to Shrapnel. Congrats to Dub. Eddie, if you're Dub, actually, can I get your response real quick? How's it feel, man? You're working for Shrapnel. You're gonna be joining the team. You're officially a paid shill now. How does it feel, man? I think day one. And with that, Dub cannot say anything now that he's on the payroll. So Dub, we'll get you back unless I'm talking over you and I can't hear you. Is the space rugging?
No, I think he's just already working real hard.
I love it. Love it. Tony's like, yo, get to work. Eddie, man, how was your experience at the studio? Like, get some swag, get the red carpet treatment. You get some good food. Did you steal any private intel?
Yeah. So the first thing when I got in, well, I was talking to Hantel and the team members, and then I was offered food right away. But I think like the coffee I had previous to showing up kind of like made my stomach upset. But there was like enough food for like 10 people by the time I got there, and I came kind of late, so there was just a lot of food. Anybody, if they wanted to eat as much food as they could, So that was really cool. And then, wait, what was the question? Could you walk me back? I see.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, being at the studio, right? Did you get any swag? Did you, did you get to talk to the developers? How was your experience, like, being at a game studio? I know you've done stuff with Twitch in the past, so maybe this is a little bit more regular for you, but yeah, just your overall experience being in studio and how you were treated.
Yeah, it was really cool. I really resonated with a lot of people that I talked to over there, and Hantal, shout out to him for inviting me to come play test with you all, and then I see like as like kind of the newcomer, I was like more observant, but like man, you were the gamer, like like the first time I hear people talking crap, it was Icy. He's talking crap to Hantal, and like man, I'm like man, these are some real people that have been around gaming for a while instead of like, kind of like newcomers. And um, I don't know how to explain it. There's just like that culture that you don't really see nowadays. So I was like, man, I gotta get some kills on these guys and hype up the environment and speaking to the game developers through all aspects of community, people making the maps, lighting, people making the modeling and animation. Everybody was really cool. Everybody was on the same page, working really, really hard to make the game as complete as possible. And so, I mean, I'd like to come back again. I'm local, so yeah, it was a good experience.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that. One of the things like that stuck out to me is how beautiful the studio is. They're like literally on the water. This is my first time in Seattle, so I don't know the area, but like the kind of like where a lot of the game devs are, they've kind of got this corner office, and it literally sits on the water. I kept joking with the devs like because there's a bunch of boats and stuff in like the I don't know marina or whatever, and I was like, do you guys just like look out there and like talk about like which yacht is going to be yours or which one you want or whatnot? Funny enough, there's two like little sailboats docked across the way, and they've got really funny names. I think one of them is Risky Business, and the other one is It's All Gambling. So very very on brand for crypto. Pretty cool experience there. The studio was really big as well. I mean, I don't know much about game studios, but like it felt like one of those cool WeWork offices that you got to experience. Dub, you had your hand up. Let me go to you, bro.
Yeah, I missed my moment. I'm so sorry, Icy. I was getting into Slack and everything, and I missed my favorite announcement of the day that I've been looking forward to the most. Like, yeah, I mean, join Team Shrapnel here. I feel like I spent everything I've worked for in Web3 was to this and to what I'm about to do with these guys. Like, I'm so freaking excited. Like, thank you, Tony, for having me and everything. And yeah, just utterly speechless. I was speechless from the office. Like, and they did name a couple of the boats too. They're like, yeah, I pick a new one every day, you know? So like, yeah, like I said, it's a family over there. I'm stoked to join the family, and I'm just so excited for everything that's going to happen with the upcoming playtest.
Dub, you are Mr. Web3 gamer. You have played over 300 Web3 games. Your spirit and energy and like positivity is endless. I'm like very happy to be able to call you a friend. I'm so happy for you in this next chapter at Shrapnel. They're super lucky to get you. And just, yeah, can't be more excited, man. And it was really great to see you.
Yeah, right back at you. And like, honestly, thank you for the live recordings and VOD stuff that you did. Like, I didn't think about it at the time when you're doing it, but then when I like was back on the plane, I was like, holy crap, I'm glad Icy got my first reaction when I walked out from the interview and like all that kind of stuff. And like, dude, all the love to you, man.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I kept pulling out my camera. I got some fun content coming coming down the pipeline, guys. But with that, I want to start to move to the Q&A section because I want to get other people up here to ask questions. You can ask Dub, Eddie, myself, or Shrapnel. Spike, I know you have a lot of questions, but so if anyone wants to come on up, just request. This is my first space. I'm trying to learn how to do it. Shout out to all of you here. We're at 68 comments, 150 people in the space. Let's drop some love for Dub in the comments. Congratulations. Big day for him. Show your love and support there. So yeah, if you guys want to come up and ask questions, feel free to request. I'll try and get people on the stage as we go. With that said, Kate, I want to welcome you to the stage, reporter for Decrypt and GG. You've written about Shrapnel. You've covered them before. Do you have any questions, thoughts, experiences that you want to share with the space today? I'll give you some time.
Well, I haven't played the latest build yet, or the build that you played. But yeah, my first and most recent time playing was at GDC, and I mean, I was like, obviously, am really impressed with what the team had already achieved, and to me, like I can sit in on an FPS game and like immediately get a sense of how the game's gonna feel and whether it's kind of up my alley. And I like immediately felt like Shrapnel was the kind of game that would interest me. So, I'm kind of like a Apex player, Overwatch player. I've played Call of Duty before, but for me, like what's appealing about Shrapnel is that like emphasis on the sci-fi stuff. It's not just like a hard military shooter. There's actually lore. It's set in the future in this like cool sci-fi world. And to me, that was what was interesting because I think Call of Duty and some of the other like sort of generic shooters, like even like PUBG and stuff, like they're great and a lot of people love them. But I think what for me was making Shrapnel feel unique was the different play styles, like the extraction kind of focus and all of the different sci-fi elements. Like that was what was really sucking me into the world and had me really excited, honestly. So yeah, really excited to see where the team goes. Obviously, Shrapnel recently raised a bunch of funding, so I covered that news. So it looks like development is full steam ahead from what I understand. So congrats to the team.
Yeah, thank you, Kate. And again, shout out to your article because I play tested Shrapnel at GDC and I read your article like a day or two later, and you put into words everything that I felt and experienced. And I was like, wow, Kate is such an incredible writer. You captured all of that and then put it, into print. And also, Kate is a friggin' gamer, guys. If anyone doesn't know, Kate is a gamer's. Like, watch out for Kate. She's cracked for sure. With that said, I wanted to say one thing that I totally forgot and is slipping my mind. So with that, I'm gonna welcome Cairo to the stage. Cairo, we all know Cairo, best dead drop player in the world. I've been talking to Cairo. I'm telling him I can't wait for you to try Shrapnel. I think you're going to dominate, jump all over the map, just like Orangey did. If you've never seen Cairo play dead drop, he's like parkouring all over the place, jumping up and down, sliding left and right. I know you've got some questions about the game, so this is not like a love fest to Shrapnel. This is a genuine review, first look, and AMA. So, and Tony does not shy away from anything. So if you got any questions, let's hear them.
Thanks for having me on. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I mean, thanks for the gas. You kind of really gassed me up right there. No, I'm excited. I've been following the project since like it basically first got announced, and I've just been waiting to see how I was going to do. I mean, I think obviously being very involved with Dead Drop, I've just been excited for shooters in this space for a really long time. Coming from a professional Apex Legends background, every shooter that comes in this space, I'm trying to get involved with just to see where they can go. And I think Shrapnel and Dead Drop have definitely both risen to the top above everybody else for quite some time now. And yeah, man, really been excited to get my hands on it and try it to see how it feels actually playing it. But after watching the latest test that you guys did up in Seattle, I was really excited, much more excited than I was previously, mainly because Kate mentioned like the sci-fi elements and how those are really interesting compared to the rest of the games out there. And honestly, I really agree. When I first saw the game, I was actually like really concerned that it was going to be like a slow pace, like Tarkov/Battlefield mix. And like, I've always been like, I hate realism in video games. I'm gonna be straight up honest. I genuinely believe that if you like realism in video games, you're just a bot. And if that hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. And like, after seeing the Sigma jumps, I have a lot of hope for what the game could turn into. I'm pretty sure after they saw somebody they saw Orangey utilizing them in the way that is like a mechanically skilled way that a lot of people probably wouldn't understand at like first glance. And I think that they'll probably get nerfed. There's like no, like from what I understand anyways, they're like unlimited. So you could just bounce around the map, no fall damage, like as much as you want. And I don't know if anybody understands like how cracked that type of movement can get, but you're looking at like something that is completely different than what the game looks like off of first glance. And then on top of that, like there's some really cool mechanics and animations and stuff that I saw that are that make me really hopeful for a game this early on. Like seeing how the grenades work, those grenades looked awesome. I think the entire idea of Sigma is really dope. I think Orangey's point of like seeing different Sigma abilities come into play over time could really keep this game super fresh. I really think that like depending on how the loot pool works and how they vault and like make like mini metas within the loot pool will really make the game be something that people want to come back and keep playing time and time again. I think that replayability of those mechanics in a game are really nice. But I don't know. Earlier in the space, someone was saying Shrapnel is slept on, and man, this is the only game I've been hearing about for like the past month. So I don't know if it's slept on at the moment, because I think people really need to get their hands on it and test it and see how it feels. Because I'm curious to see just how the game loop feels in general. Because from what I can tell, you go in, you loot, you get into fights if you get into interactions with people, and then you go to the extraction point and you leave. And I'm just curious on how that game loop develops further and does create like different play styles for different types of players. Because, I mean, I'm assuming that there's going to end up being a pretty high skill gap for a game like this. And, with how many people I see are excited in the space, I just am wondering, like, where do casuals actually fit into a game like this? Or, like, I remember at 3XP, I can't remember which Shrapnel team member I was talking to, but I was next to Mark and a couple other ones at one of the conversations we were having at dinner. And they definitely didn't know who I was whenever we were talking, and they said that sweats ruin video games, and I was like, man, like I'm a sweat, like y'all can't be saying that right next to me, bro. Like that's all I do. So I'm curious to see where the casual elements of this game go, where the like competitive elements of this game go. I mean, for an extraction shooter, I think from the direction that I can tell, it looks like it's going more down like the Tarkov route, which I think will be really good for casuals. Hopefully, I don't know.
Wait, you just
Hopefully,
said Tarkov's good for casuals?
okay. I mean, if you're okay, compared to other shooter games, I'm gonna put a casual into Tarkov before a lot of other games because you're not having to, like, all you got to do is learn to shoot basically. But I don't know.
Kate versus Cairo, 1v1
Tarkov's like
right
you drop
now. Let's
in,
go.
you like drop in as a casual, immediately get shot in the ass from like
and you
halfway
don't know
across the map and are dead in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, don't know where you're getting shot from. One shot, headshot. Yeah, that's a great point. And so I guess we'll just see where the casual where Shrapnel goes in terms of like casual player base. I think that they're gonna probably try to develop it more for that player base, but I don't know, man. After seeing the Sigma jumps, I guess we're just gonna have to see where it goes. Because I mean, if the way that it worked in Seattle is the way that it works on the playtest in December, I almost guarantee within like a week's time, they're like, all right, we got to change this because it's going to be like Quake. Like, I don't know if anybody in here has watched Quake, or like, what was, not Splitgate, but there was Hyperscape. There was an old battle royale that was like super cracked because movement was just insane. And at first glance, I didn't think Shrapnel's movement was going to be insane, but now I've got other questions. But overall,
that's what we're excited about, right? Is like it's going to be your game, right? Like at one point, you're going to be like, I want to make Quake in Shrapnel, and we're gonna be like, fuck yeah, dude, you go do that. You go fucking make Quake with like unlimited Sigma jumps and no fall damage, and like areas where Sigma is just plentiful and refilling it by itself, right? Like that's gonna be fucking dope, and like that map is gonna rise to the top for however long. Like you said, that meta runs, right? We're gonna lean into that shit. That's actually what I'm super excited about.
Yeah, the idea of UGC like that is super exciting. I think that's a huge unlock, especially in Web3 games. I mean, in coming from Dead Drop, I play a lot of it, and they've just started doing the Dead Drop creator modes where creators can make their own game modes. And I mean, if Shrapnel's further along in development, and you can actually like make those game modes, have people come in and play them, and adjust them however you want. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a home for competitive players, casual players, all of it. And so I think UGC is huge. I mean, I've seen you guys already have been like posting skins all the time and like having people vote on which ones they like the best, which I think is dope. Having like people in the community make skins, and like you guys have talked about rewarding map makers in the community and things like that. And like all of these are really bullish things on the project, in my opinion. I think that people need to get their hands on it and play the playtest, and then we can give real opinions.
100% Cairo. Thank you so much for that. I wish Orangey was here because I feel like you and him could go back and forth on like the game mechanics all day, which I'm excited for. We're gamers, and that's what this space is for. There was so much there, and like Shrapnel's doing a lot that's really, really exciting. I just wanted to comment a few things. One, I think Kate and Cairo, like, I love your points about like the game having a purpose. And I love that like Sigma matters, right? If anyone doesn't know the story behind the whole lore of Shrapnel, an asteroid has hit the moon and this earthfall event has happened and these Sigma storms rain down, and Sigma is this material from the asteroid that has these magical properties or special properties. And you're right, Cairo, it's a little bit cracked right now in the game. I will say that the developers, like, anytime that Jeff talks about the game, he's like, I am so nervous to share the game this early. Like, they're shipping out so many updates and developments so fast. It's actually really been impressive. I wanted to talk to them more and longer about like, how are you guys pulling this off? It's insane. But bro, it's early access isn't even out. I think it's coming out hopefully December. I think the game is, going to develop a long way. So everyone take that with a grain of salt. Dub, your hand is probably about to fall off. I'm going to get to you in just 2 seconds. I appreciate your patience, but I guess as a moderator now, you're gonna get used to it, right? Shout out to Rare Evo. I love the hearts. So yeah, I think a lot of the things that we're talking about today will probably be subject to change over time. We're just kind of getting our first impressions on what we were able to play, but we already know that the build that we played last Wednesday is already outdated. With that, guys, I just want to take a second to reset the space. Thank you so much for being here. I think we still have over 150 people. All of my friends, everybody, I would shout out you guys, but I'd be here for a half hour. We're at like 68 comments. I appreciate you guys showing Dub love, entering into the giveaway. I don't know how Sam Stefanina manages his Twitter spaces because he's replying to comments and hosting at the same time. He is a legend. This is not easy. But I want to remind you guys, I am giving away 5 Shrapnel packs. All you got to do, the heavy extraction packs, all you got to do is leave a comment below your favorite operator. And Tony at the start of the space blessed the space and said he's giving away light packs to any funny comments that he sees. So if you have heard something that made you laugh, or if you've got a joke, let me see it in the comments below. Tony is going to be blessing people with the light extraction packs. Thank you, Shrapnel, for that. Dub, I want to get to your hand, but then I want to allow Spike to ask some questions. Rare Evo, you guys might have some questions. We're probably going to go another 30, maybe 40 minutes. We'll push it a little over. But yeah, Dub, what do you got for me?
Yeah. I was just inspired by Cairo coming in because it reminded me, he came into my stream and was like, hey, like, why do I even want to be the last man standing in this game? And like, it spurred a bunch of conversations that I had with the devs and essentially around like, what is winning in Shrapnel? And the cool thing is like, we get to define that as the community with this playtest. It's like, oh yeah, I got loads of Sigma here. Like, am I the best? Well, I mean, Cairo's got 20 kills this match. Is he the best? Like, there's 3 things involved, from kill count to Sigma to being the last man extracting. So like, it's going to be us to define like who is the true winners in these games when these playtest tournaments coming out. And I'm looking forward to seeing like all the different formats that come from it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's so many things to talk about with Shrapnel. There's so many cool aspects all around the board, from the UGC to the Sigma abilities to the extraction to, $Shrap that launched and how that works. I spent all my Shrap on all my call signs. Actually, I want to ask, have all you guys claimed your call signs? Dub, do you have a call sign? Kate, Tony, I did not get to ask what your call sign was. That was one of my questions. So yeah, real quick, raise your hands or just unmute, chime in. Do you have a call sign?
I use the same one everywhere. It's Hazel Potter, Hazel's dad.
Bro, mine got yoinked. I'm currently trying to get it back. But I'm gonna jump off the stage and let you guys continue. The last thing I wanted to say was, Icy, we keep mentioning how many cool things are already in this game before people can play, and I think one of the things that a lot of FPS games have really struggled to do lately is like find good innovation in what they're doing, and like for mechanics or anything like that. And I think with the Sigma jumps and abilities and wherever that goes, I think that's really interesting. I mean, like you see in Call of Duty right now, they like with their most recent game, which I mean, everybody has their own opinion on it, but like they added a new thing called tack stance, where like while you're sliding and like trying to aim, it like tilts your gun to the side and does this new like weird hip fire mechanic. And I think like that's a perfect example of people trying to innovate in the wrong places versus something like with like a Sigma jump, you give like a player extra movement ability and like raise the skill gap in certain aspects. Like that kind of stuff is what gets people hyped. Like you can already see the reaction from everybody after seeing those jumps, that like that's the stickiness and like the fun that people are looking for. So I'm just excited, man. But all right, have a good conversation, guys.
Cairo, I appreciate you so much, man. I share in your excitement, and I will say, I hope it's okay for me to say this. Like I talked to the devs behind at the studio, and they're like, "Bro, we love Dead Drop. Like we're rooting for Dead Drop. Like we want everyone in this space to win." It's kind of like that Web3 crypto ethos. I really got the sense from talking to the designers and developers and at the studio, like there's like they're coming from this traditional gaming world where it was so closed. Like they had NDAs for everything. They couldn't show anything and like they had to be so protective. And then like it's a totally different experience with Shrapnel where they're doing play tests way sooner than they would and they're showing the behind the scenes and they're taking the community along with the process. And it kind of speaks to that Web3 ethos where it's open and we're building together and it's building in public, so it's really cool. And we're all like, I'm a big fan of Dead Drop as well. Like this is not any slight. We're all in this together. Sorry, Cairo, you unmuted. You want to say something before you jump off?
No, I mean you nailed it, bro. The only thing that I was gonna say was yesterday I was in the Dead Drop chat and they were one of the devs was saying that Dead Drop, like the devs don't even consider it a Web3 game. So I guess Shrapnel's number one right now, man. But all right, guys, peace.
It's funny that you say that, Cairo, and feel free to drop off. I'll just say that like I don't feel comfortable calling Shrapnel a Web3 game either. I've kind of said that it's a blockchain enabled game. And to me, that represents like actually what I want to see out of Web3 gaming. Because I think we talk about this all the time. Gaming is gaming, like Web3 gaming is just gaming. However, up until this point, a lot of these Web3 games, they don't feel like great traditional games. They don't feel like games. They feel like Web3 games. But
Yeah,
Shrapnel was one of those games that like feels like, oh, this is a great friggin' game, but it's enabled by the blockchain, which I think is the future of Web3 gaming. Go ahead, Cairo.
Yeah, I think with what you're saying, it's ownership is just like the change in like how the philosophy of ownership works in these games is something that's like really interesting that I do hope does like overall change the gaming atmosphere. And that goes right along with what you're talking about with how early we're able to test these games and like give feedback and things like that. Like I have been absolutely blown away with my time in the Web3 shooters that I've been involved with, because whenever I do give feedback, for the most part, most of the time I'm listened to, which you would never have a chance like that in any other big FPS or AAA title or anything like that. And I do think that it's awesome to see communities be able to get involved so early. I definitely think that there's arguments on both sides for like how that affects the overall game and like where it takes the game, but I think it's awesome, man. And I hope that like overall gaming changes a lot more into something like that where people are able to get involved early rather than just buying a pre-order for $70, getting a half-made game, and then release comes and it's still half-made. So.
Absolutely agree, man. Thank you, Cairo. Guys, we are over 120 comments, 165 people listening. You guys are friggin' legends. I thought this was going to be like a small little thing, like just with the homies, with some friends. This is addictive. This must be how Sam feels every single week. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm nervous. I never want to do this again, is how like nervous I am. I don't know what I'm doing up here, but I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love. Again, I wish I could like be in the comments responding to everybody, but I'm trying to like keep it together up here on the stage. Doug and Roger are gonna like, their hands are gonna fall off. I do want to invite Maddox up real quick if you're there, Maddox, because you joined the stage quite a while ago. Do you have anything to ask? Do you have anything to add? You're a big fan of Shrapnel. What do you got for me, brother? And then I'll go to the hands.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you, IC. Thank you, Shrapnel. Thank you, everybody who's spoken. It's been a really great space. I have plenty of questions. Of course I do. I love Shrapnel. I was a giddy little girl watching all my friends go visit Seattle and playtest an amazing game. I basically took the entire day to just watch from afar. What excite? Very excited. I would be remiss if I did not say the words activity nodes and ask Shrapnel activity nodes. I'm reading up on this in the white paper. I am doing my due diligence, people, to study this up before I just say when activity nodes. But I'm going to say the word activity nodes one more time and say, how will my activity node contribute to the space, either in size, quality, or diversity amongst the Shrapnel ecosystem? I want to know more about activity nodes.
That's a great question, Maddox. So the way that curation works in Shrapnel of maps of UGC content is that all of the maps live on what Maddox is referring to as activity nodes. In the previous white paper or econ paper, I think we referred to them as land, but it's the same thing. And basically the way that they work is the tokenomics of our game are such that um, new maps, UGC hosted maps, or UGC maps are hosted on individual or collections of nodes. You can think of them as like private servers. People own those nodes, and then both the people that own the nodes, the people that create the content that is hosted on those nodes, and the people that vote on the content and help other players discover the most what content they think is going to be most popular. Those people are all rewarded via a number of mechanisms within the Shrapnel ecosystem, and all of that is super detailed in the white paper. Unfortunately, I'm like just dumb enough to not be able to speak too much deeper than that. But if you have more questions on it, I would check out the white paper, and then also you can ping like the Radon Foundation, the Radon Network group. I'll actually pin a post from them up top here. They're the our equivalent of the Echelon Foundation for Parallel, and they have a whole team of people that do nothing but talk about and think about those things.
I love it. Can I wrap it up with a more simple question? Are we looking at like the potential for like how it was when we were building custom maps in like Halo or similar game building, level building types? Is that what we're looking to do?
You can think of it. You can think of it like a Forge type experience, or
Yep.
That's a first person shooter experience. We talk about like custom maps in StarCraft and in Warcraft a lot as well. But like the way I would think about it is, imagine if you all have ever played any of those games where like you're searching through, or even Roblox or Minecraft, where you're searching through a catalog of things that have been created by other people, user generated maps or modes of games. All of those, imagine if each one of those modes like lived on its own island, and that island was owned by a person or a group of people, and then everyone who plays the game or who is involved in the game in any way can then go and basically like lock their Shrap up or use their Shrap to vote on
To
the
boost
content.
it and to make it bigger and better, and that's what I was reading on. It's amazing.
Exactly. And if people play it, then everyone involved, from the creators to the owners of the nodes to the creators of the maps to the people who voted, they all receive some sort of financial benefit as a function of doing that.
Staking to upgrade user generated land is what I took back from that.
That's the thing, right? Like, not only is Shrapnel just a really, really good game, like I can see the potential, I can see the promise already in its current build. It feels really smooth. We talked a lot about that, but all the blockchain elements that they are enabling, incorporating, and incentivizing are really incredible, guys. Shrapnel is very accessible in their Discord, on Twitter. They do a lot of these spaces. If you ever have questions, jump in their Discord. They are more than happy to answer, more than happy to tell you about the game. That's like, again, one of the funnest things about Shrapnel is everyone is so giddy and excited about the game that they can talk for hours and hours and hours. I do want to get to some of the questions real quick, Doug and Ray Evo. I know you guys have been waiting for a minute, but bear with me, because Doc No asked like an hour ago in the comments, and then he pinged again to ask again. So my question for Shrapnel: games usually get better with time. Where do you see Shrapnel by the end of 2024? And the second question is, are you planning to build an ecosystem rather than just a single game, which I think we've talked a little bit about with the UGC. But Tony, where do you see Shrapnel at the end of 2024?
Oh man, it's really exciting to start to be able to talk about some of this stuff now. You'll see a whole bunch of announcements coming up. It was supposed to be this week, but I think I'm going to make us sit on it till next week because all this owned stuff is happening right now. But we're going to be announcing a set of infrastructure tools that we've built that we already have customers for. So like all of the stuff that Shrapnel is built on, the ability to have like escrow based gameplay where you're losing and winning stuff in almost real time, the ability to have a messaging layer between different chains that reads and provides provenance for items in game, regardless of where an NFT that entitles that provenance may be held. Using a bunch of words that I kind of only barely understand right now, but basically all the shit that makes Shrapnel work from a Web3 standpoint, the guy we hired, his name's Mark Mercuri. He created the blockchain group at Microsoft, and he was the vice president of developer success at Consensus, the guys who make MetaMask. And so he's built a bunch of stuff that like we just couldn't buy because the products didn't exist yet when we started making the game. So we just made them. And we, like I said, we have a couple customers for him already. So from an ecosystem standpoint, the answer is absolutely yes. We're going to be not only building Shrapnel, but tools to help other people build games like Shrapnel. And this is like super alpha. But Mark Mercuri, that guy I was just talking about, and I might be doing a little skunkwork project with the chibis that you guys see posted around as well. So just keep an eye out for that.
Absolutely epic, man. I feel like I could have did like a Shrapnel boss battle. Shout out to Catalyst. We should just like be asking Tony every question under the sun. Real quick, I gotta shout out one of the comments trying to get one of those light packs. We got a joke for you guys. Let me know thumbs up or thumbs down on this, and don't judge it by my comedic timing. But let's see how this guy did. So why did Shrapnel go to therapy? It had too many issues with breaking up.
Yo, sir, that will earn you a medium pack, my friend.
Hey, let's go. That's Nope TM in the chat. I'm gonna comment right now. You want a medium pack? Let's go. Fire. Thank you, Tony, for blessing the stage. Shout out to Owned, my co-host with the laugh board. Matt, actually, why don't you unmute real quick? Say hi. Tell us about Owned. Tell us about GameLeague. 30 seconds. Tell us about the Avalanche sponsorship, like title sponsor. I heard one of our favorite games, I forget what it is on Avalanche. I don't know. It'll come back to me. But right after that, we'll get to the hands. But Matt, welcome.
Jeez. Putting me on the spot, brother. Honestly, there's so many announcements going out that like I have to ask the team every day, like, how many announcements are we posting today? Like, what's going on? Everything's lined up, everything's stacked. So today, the first thing I pinned the tweet. The Game League is officially live and on their way. We started with Fortnite. So if you want to participate, this is all free, right? So all we ask you is to go claim your free merc, take part. There's gonna be just as many other awesome Web3 games as well to participate in. But we're starting with Fortnite because we are looking to break through the echo chamber and just reach out and just grab some actual gamers. So yeah, we're working with Fortnite pros, Web2 live streamers. I hate calling it Web2, but it's kind of like our lingo here. But yeah, I'm super excited. And then we announced earlier today Avalanche as our title sponsor, which is huge. This sponsor, I might get in trouble, but I don't care. So I'll be very careful. This will probably go beyond Game League into 2024 with Avalanche and beyond. So let's just say, there's some pretty big plans, and we're shooting pretty far, into the into the stratosphere. And then there's another announcement coming, I think, within an hour or two, and it's very relevant. Let's just say that. I don't want to get in too much trouble, but yeah, if you haven't already, follow, everyone up on stage, and you'll hear about it from our accounts, from other accounts are involved. But yeah, so I'm super excited. The main thing is, things are gonna break, right? But we're throwing this event with the help of the whole Web3 gaming community. So huge shout out to to Avalanche, Shrapnel, and every other game that is involved, because we're just doing this for free. So bear with us. But yeah, there's a ton of announcements coming up, and yeah, I'll give it back to Icy.
Thank you so much, Matt. Shout out to Owned. Shout out to Game League. Shout out to Avalanche. I feel like they're taking a page out of Shrapnel's playbook and being like, okay, this is how you create raving fans. This is how you create evangelists. This is how you support and give back to the space. So I know the team at Owned is so thrilled to be partnered with AVAX, presenting official title sponsor of the Game League. I couldn't imagine a better partnership. So shout out to Coop. Really, really incredible. We're going to talk a little bit more about Game League at the very, very end. I know Doug has a lot to say about that. Doug, you had your hand up for quite a while. I'm sorry for taking so long to get to you. What do you have to say about Shrapnel and the space and everything that you're hearing right now?
Okay, you want to talk about Shrapnel. Can you hear me clearly, Icy?
I can hear you, Crystal.
Can you hear me, baby? Can you hear it? All right. Shrapnel, man, it looks like a hyper-fast, crazy reality, Armageddon. The sky's falling on top of you. And the next thing you know, Orangey and Cairo are just dropping down out of the sky, and you have no chance. Your life flashes before you. What do you do, bro? What do you do when you're surrounded by all the mercs and the own team? You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine all these people, Spike, Icy, Maddox, Dub in the room, all these dope mercs in the room, man. I don't know about you, but watching that playtest got my blood boiling. I was like, Orangey, I know all your moves. I know what you're doing, bro. I'm going to be hunting you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, with my dope call sign I'm getting with my Shrap. It's going to be so much fun, Icy. Like, the way that Shrapnel treats the creators, everybody around them, is fantastic. We can't stop talking about it. And you know when people are really good at their job is when people can't stop talking about them. Like, they know what they're doing, bro. They understand that, like, good morale and having everyone hyped up like crazy to the max is how you get people playing your game and how you get to that tier of, like, CSGO, Fortnite, that Fortnite OG that has like millions of people in the lobby, bro, just now. Like, isn't that completely nuts? First person shooters, Web3 games are going crazy right now, and I don't know if you feel it in your bones right now, but everything happening together, all these amazing creators together. We've got Kate in the room, and Maddox, and Dub, and so many cool people down there. Cairo, I see you, Ash. I see so many cool people. Moby's in the room, and Noah, that have come around. And, you know, part of the reason I know this, Icy, is because people start contacting me constantly, asking me questions and wanting to be part also of the announcement I'm going to make. I don't know, should I make it now, Icy, or should I wait and just, like, blow people's minds?
Let's hold that off. Let's hold it. Let's tease it. We can't give him everything, man. That was such an epic monologue.
It's only a small preview, Icy, of what's to come, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're just like in the warm-up phases when you're backstage and you're warming up for that big fight and you're just sparring a little bit with your bros right before the entrance music is about to hit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that entrance music is gonna hit. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. So, Doug, you're an absolute star. We are going to get to your announcement very, very soon. But before we do, I want to go to Rare Evo. They've had their hand up for a little while. Real quick, before you unmute Rare Evo, I just want to extend an opportunity to anyone on the stage. I know we've been going a while. This is a very informal stage. If you have to jump off, it is Monday. There's a lot going on here. I super appreciate you guys here. Roger, thank you for your hand. I'm going to get to your question right after Rare Evo's, and then we'll get to Roger, and then we'll go to Spike. Rare Evo, who's behind the count? Is that Rand? Is that Wes? Talk to me.
It's Rand. What's going on, Icy? Really appreciate the space and owned for hosting and Shrapnel. I've learned a lot here. I first found Shrapnel at Consensus this year and got to play a little bit of the game and was super interested in seeing the team around. Has been awesome, and watching the kind of play test this past week, I just had so much FOMO wanting to play the game myself personally. So really cool, and thanks to everybody here listening. This is a great space with Doug, and Doug, that was epic. I don't know why I have to go after you. Icy just throws me in after the most epic monologue there. I don't have any background music for everybody, but Spike, and I see Cairo down there, and I saw King Apollo, so really amazing space, and wanted to understand as I'm looking to get more Shrapnel in my life, do you guys have like a live events lineup for the year? Will we see you back at Consensus this year? Because I bought the 3-year ticket NFT.
So yeah, we will absolutely be at Consensus this year. It's likely that our show presence for a lot of shows will look like us being in the Avalanche booth or one of the other booths for our partners. And so you can imagine the way it looked at like I think it was GDC this, or not GDC. No, I think it was 3XP or Consensus. One of those two. We were in their booth, and we'll continue to do stuff like that. And then from a non-play the game standpoint, we will likely be partnering with people like the Wolves DAO and Avalanche on a series of content houses at a number of events. We're going to test our first one this December at Basel. I think I mentioned it earlier. My wife's booking the Airbnb right now. I think Icy said that he's going to come. We're going to try to get Dub out there. We've got a few folks from the Shrapnel team. I already invited some folks from Spike's team, and so we're gonna try to get a bunch of the creators that we all know and love hanging out with us and creating content at these events as well. Give them a place to stay, get some food and drinks and cool shots of people hanging out in the pool together. I think we'll probably do stuff like that at 3 to 5 domestic events in the U.S. So think like Consensus, GDC, 3XP. There's 2 PAX events, South by Southwest, like those kind of things. Maybe Rare Evo. I had a blast in Colorado this year at your event. Me and my boy Hamed went. So yeah, that's what our event deployment will look like. The game will be played at our partners' booths, and then we'll probably be throwing some whoopee shit offsite throughout the start of and maybe a little bit before the event.
I love that. I love that so much. Shout out to you, Rand. I love you. I love Rare Evo. I was also at Rare Evo in Denver, hung out with Tony and Hamed. Hamed, again, another team member that's just like all smiles and so happy to be working in the space that he's working. Rare Evo, I think I can leak this. Can I leak this, guys? I think it's confirmed. Is going to be in Vegas next year. So I would love Shrapnel. You guys got to talk to them. I would love to see something happen there. You guys should definitely tee that up because Rare Evo is like the Shrapnel of event organizers. They're just so kind, blessing the space, giving back to others. They've been really supportive of me sponsoring different events and whatnot. Sponsored the Gamers Choice Awards last year. Rand has been an incredible guy to work with ever since we first met. So I really, really appreciate you guys and everything that you do in the space. With that said, Roger, I want to go to you. You've had your hand up. Then we're going to go to Spike and LT. If I can get you back up here, I'm going to let you ask your question. Roger,
appreciate you,
what do you
Icy.
got?
You're doing a great job, man. Yeah, so as someone who comes from the esports industry and running organizations, obviously we look into games to get involved in. So it's a 2-part question for Shrapnel. So what are you guys currently doing to focus on the esports ecosystem that comes from competitive gaming? And 2, what is your current strategy on onboarding Web 2 users to compete in your video game?
Sorry, Roger. I caught the second part of that, but you were rugging a little bit in the first part. I caught how are we going to bring Web 2 users to play? But
What are you guys focusing on the esports side to bring in organizations to compete on your game and bring their fandom to your game?
Oh, got it. Thank you. So I do live and die by the mantra that your community will decide whether or not you're an esport, and so to the extent that we're prepping to be a game that people compete in specifically to win money and support themselves financially, we're building all the tools that we think you need in order to make a game really fun to watch. We're creating the ability for people to create really tense moments where there's a lot of risk and reward happening both in the macro, the stuff that people are bringing into the matches, and the micro, the individual gunfights that they're in. Those things are the things that people we believe like to watch and get excited about, and it's that level of excitement and tension that leads into things that people want to watch at scale, and ultimately people want to sponsor at scale, which is currently the thing that fuels esports. So what we're doing is we're preparing ourselves for competitive gamers to be really excited about our game, and for people who like to watch competitive games to be excited about watching it. In terms of how we're bringing in Web 2 creators or gamers, I'll go back to what I said before. I really view creators as creators, whether or not they're in Web 2 or Web 3. We're going to keep creating experiences both in and outside of the game, in the meta, in the financial model of the game, in the studio, and in everything that we do that really speaks to creators and helps them discover their own voice, discover their own audience, and hopefully bring us along with them. I think I've said before, I spent a lot of time at Twitch.tv. I was on the team at Amazon that helped lead that acquisition and then create this program called Twitch Prime. And the mantra that Twitch had, which I really bought into, was fame, love, and money. That's what we have to bring to creators. And if you can bring fame, love, and money to creators, then they will help you build a business that is pretty unrivaled in the media space. And so we're not building necessarily a media business here, but we are building an entertainment product. And I think that if we can help Icy, Spike, Dub, Doug, all of you guys grow into the next Ninja, Dr. Disrespect, Shroud, right, Cairo. Like I think that that's our best bet. I saw it happen. I saw it live with Fortnite, with what happened with Ninja, you know, and I think we have a shot to do something similar here. I think that, you know, Icy, Spike, Dub, you're the kind of guys that the game takes off, and you're the best players in the game. And you know, I'd be happy for you guys to be on MSNBC talking about how much our games changed your life the way that Ninja did. So, and similarly, I'd love to for who I don't even know the people's names who created Dota in Blizzard. I'd love to know what their names were, right? And I'd love for them to be still working at Blizzard Activision. And so I hope that the people who create the Dota or the League of Legends version and mode of Shrapnel are my colleagues in the future, and then where all of our lives are enriched as a function of them being involved. And I think that promise, as we keep carrying it through, and you hear from people like Dub and Icy and Spike who continue to get exposed to the way that we're going to treat them and the way that we're going to reward them for being highly engaged. I think we're gonna pay off that promise.
Love it. Thank you for the answer, man.
I love that so much. I appreciate that so much. Like, yeah, Shrapnel has never asked me for a single thing. All they've done is like give me opportunities. And I came back and was like, we had such a great experience at the playtest on Wednesday at the studio. Like, why don't we talk about it? So I put this space together. Really appreciate everyone showing up. This is insane. We've got 155 comments. I think still 160 people here. You guys are absolute legends. I feel like Sam on Gamified, like you guys are making me so happy. This is incredible. There's so many great comments. I'm just gonna read a few of them real quick. Shrapnel, when is Shrapnel in Southeast Asia? Shout out to Kobe. Empress saying the dad joke work. Shavio, real quick, Tony, maybe you can answer this. When does the team expect to have NFT holders in a playable version of the game? Any insight there?
Absolutely. NFT holders should be extraction pack holders, and those folks will be able to play in late December during the Shrapnel training exercises. Those are STX for short. We'll have limited time play events, 3-5 days at a time, starting in December, and anyone who has an extraction pack will be able to play in those. If you bought an operator after we took the screenshot or the snapshot and dropped the extraction packs to people, you know what to do. DM me with a fucking chibi, drop in our threads, any of our posts with a fucking chibi, and say I bought an operator and I didn't get my extraction pack, and you know we're gonna send you one. You know we're gonna do it. So if you hear this, if you're listening to this, if you see it, just let me know. If you're an operator holder, extraction packs are all yours.
If your funny comment wasn't enough to get an extraction pack, drop Tony a chibi. I'm so sad we didn't get into like all the behind the scenes stories. Tony and Saigo, shout out to Saigo, absolute legend. He was the one that called me up 24 hours notice, invited me to Seattle. He's like, you want to hop on a plane in 24 hours? I was like, for you and Tony, yes. They were fiending for the chibis, fiending. Dub was all night making chibis back and forth in the kitchen, showing them to Tony. They were laughing. That was like the fuel that was keeping them going. It was incredible to see. Back to the comments real quick. The follower at 9,000 said, my wife told me to stop acting like an orange in Cairo, so I had to put my foot down. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Eric Forgy says, someone needs to extract Doug Hype's monologue and turn that into a marketing clip. I absolutely agree. Bitstack with a political joke that I'm not going to read on here, but you all can go read that in the comments. You can find that. Let's see. I do have another good question. Unapologetic Crypto Man, who I think got onto the stage. You can ask your question here. So maybe I'll go to you next. Spike, I know you've had your hand up for a while. LT, I'm getting to you absolutely next, man. I'm so sorry. But Unapologetic Crypto Man in the comments with, since it will be blockchain enabled, will the use of decentralized wallets help gamers and users save PC space since the wallet will store most in-game assets? Really interesting question. I don't know. Tony, can you speak to that at all?
Like the question was, how are we gonna get over the fact that people hate wallets and don't know how to use them? Was that the heart of the question?
Maybe a part of it, but will it help them save PC space because like the assets will be on chain? I can't imagine that being the case.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe like in the most nominal sense, but like I don't think that like image files are taking up a ton of room these days. Like I think things have gotten pretty optimized. Yeah.
Thank you, LT. I'm going to go to you right next, but my co-host has their hand up, so I have to ask Matt what's going on.
No, I was just gonna quickly say this space is so amazing, and Shrapnel's dropping so much alpha that like we have to get the space to 100 likes, guys. I even have something to give away. So if this space gets to 100 likes and retweets, right, Everyone currently in the stage is gonna pledge to eat a pineapple and pizza slice at the next 3XP. Let's go, guys. So back to you.
What?
I love it, Matt. Starting wars with the pineapple on pizza, guys. I got to admit, I don't mind pineapple on pizza. You like what you like, guys. You like what you like. Someone's yuck is another person's yum. Okay, we ain't out here shaming pizzas. That's the last thing we're gonna do in this space. All right, it's Web3. There's enough for everybody. LT, thank you for making it back up onto the stage. You've had your hand up forever. Please, what do you got for us?
Hello. Is this thing on?
You are live, brother. You are live.
Okay, good. I was rugging before. Let me tell you, X and Twitter do not like VPNs. Yeah, Shrapnel holder, long term. I'm up. If nobody traded that little pump, too bad, guys. Anyway, I'm excited to see if they have anything with micro level mechanics or something like that, where, like, let's say long term you can boost up 0.1% in speed or something because you made it out over 10,000 times or whatever have you. I think stuff like that'll be fun. I think it'd be really fun if out of left field they're like, oh, I know we said PFPs didn't mean can I curse on here?
Go for it. Fuck yeah.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, I know PFPs don't really mean dick over here, but now we decided to render out the operators, and all you operator holders, guess what? You get to play your PFPs. Something like that's pretty cool. No, other projects are doing shit like that too. I know I'm excited for bounties or like bounty boards, level development, all kinds of nitty gritty shit. I'm excited for it. I've been here for a bit. My boys are down there. I know they put me onto this space, and I'm grateful. So I'm here to take shots. Icy, are you brand new to this X thing or?
Nah, man, I've been around the block. I'm sorry. What was the question for Shrapnel or Tony? Did you get it?
Well, there were like 4 in there, but essentially my question is if they're gonna have like micro boosts for like stats and stuff like that.
It's a good question. So a lot of that stuff is still in development, but what I will say is like one of the systems I'm currently exploring with the game team is this concept of calling cards or death cards, right? Where if you kill someone, then you have the option to literally mint an NFT into their wallet. I mean, obviously we handle all of it, but that is like a I killed you card. And then if enough of those end up in people's wallets and they use them in certain ways or get rid of them in certain ways, those then accrue some sort of in-game experience point that does some of the kind of shit that you're talking about. It's like way primitive right now, but the answer is yeah, we're looking to use the blockchain to do that specifically and tie it to some sort of in-game achievement like killing or getting killed a lot or looting. I have like a scavenger idea where I think we should be rewarding and recognizing people who like never kill anyone but loot a bunch of dead bodies, right? Because like it's like that's gonna be me. I'm just gonna like run around and wait for other people to die, and then run in and hope I get some good shit.
Incredible, guys. We are running over the time here. I don't know how much time Tony has, but it is Monday. They are so busy there, so I'm gonna try and let him get out of here in the next maybe 5-7 minutes, depending on how generous he is. Spike, I want to get to your question. We'll go a little bit longer in the space. We can just jam out. Dub, if anyone has questions for me or Dub, because we were there in the playtest. Any specific questions about being in the studio that we can answer, happy to. But I do want to respect Tony's time as always. Spike, you've had your hand up for a while. What do you got?
I got 2 things. The first is Tony. I'm someone who goes in spaces and I'm really good at getting the alpha out, so I'm gonna be easy on you today. What feature, game mode, or thing are you most excited to be sharing with everyone in this space today this year during the alpha test? Like, what thing are you excited? People are gonna be like, man, they're absolutely gonna love this. What are you most proud of?
I mean, honestly, it's the Sigma abilities, dude. Like I actually really agree with Cairo and Orangey that like during the first set of playtests, even like with me playing it, it felt kind of like almost like a slower Battlefield or Battlefront, if you remember those games. You kind of slow roll into the matches and then it's real tactical. But the Sigma abilities really just like they add a new element. And I'm really excited to not only see what we do with them, the creative people working at the studio, but again what the players do with them. I just think there's going to be so much cool stuff going on. And so like right now we have one kind of very straightforward, like call it like a Sigma push ability. You can push other people, push yourself. But I get really excited for, like I said, things like debuffs or teleportation, displacement. I think stuff like that's just going to be really cool.
Yes,
Oh
back to
man.
talking about the game. I love it, Spike. I'm gonna let you get your other question in, but like can we talk about the game? The Sigma abilities were so cool. I did get a kill on Orangey using the Sigma ability. It's probably my favorite clip. It's super cool. Once you guys experience it, it's incredible. And if you jump too high with the Sigma, you can like land on the Sigma to like cushion your fall. I don't know if fall damage will be in the game eventually. It probably should be because the game is centered around a lot of realism. Man, so much cool stuff with the Sigma. I want to note one thing because I thought that this was really interesting. We talked about the reason to jump in the game, extract, why the Sigma is valuable. So the more Sigma that you collect, which does have high risk, high reward. I got a kill on someone that was extracting Sigma, and every time that I was extracting Sigma, there's that wait period. I was so nervous that I was going to get shot from around the corner. So but it's rewarding when you collect it. And once you collect over 100 Sigma, your Sigma ability is maxed out. So the more Sigma that you have, the more ability that you have, which again, I think ties into the lore and the backstory and the whole mechanic of the game, which I think is just so cool and so fun. I'm excited to see how that develops. Spike, sorry, I got excited. What else you got?
Oh, sorry, I'm getting berated with a bunch of announcements going out. Speaking of announcements, Tony, is it okay? We have like 160 operators here in the live stream space, whatever you call it. Can we? Can I drop the news, or can you drop the news about what's going to be
Yeah, dude,
dropping?
go ahead. Man, it's your owned is your thing, man. I'm just on this journey with you. You should drop it. And I can spend as much time as you need me here, brother. You're my guy. So, but yeah, let's do it. Drop it, Spike.
All right, guys. So I'm proud to announce that we've teamed up with Shrapnel for the Game League. Everyone that goes to own.gg today and claims their Game Pass is going to get a light Shrapnel extraction pack. But it gets better. If just by participating in one of our tournaments, and there's going to be about a dozen or so over the next month, you have an opportunity to play. And if you compete, you will get a medium extraction pack worth $50. And wait, it gets even better. If you place in one of our tournaments, you're gonna walk home with a heavy extraction pack worth $100. So without paying anything, going today at OwnGG, supporting all the amazing game partners and getting involved, you're gonna get so many cool. You get access to so many cool games. You're gonna get so many great digital assets. So super excited. I'll leave at that. But yeah, guys, don't wait. Don't hesitate. This is your time. Get a head start on literally everyone later this year when Shrapnel drops their pre-alpha just by joining today. So thanks again, guys. And I think I took enough time from your hyperspace.
And real quick, if you don't mind, I just want to follow up because I know I've gotten this feedback from a couple of people that bought packs. If you bought a pack, don't worry. One, thank you so much for supporting the project. If you bought a pack and you're like, man, I wish I would have gotten one for free, feel free to DM me, and I'll tell you what, if you bought one, we'll give you one for free, either one of the ones you didn't buy. And that's just been an open offer since we started selling these things. But more importantly, I want to keep, and people lose this because it's like not the free thing, but if you do buy an extraction pack, you will get rewarded incrementally in the future relative to people who get them for free. People who get them for free will still get all the stuff in them in early access, but there is some things that, as we do with everyone who pays us for support our project, buying operators, buying SCUs, buying extraction packs. If you put money into the project and someone else gets the same thing that you paid for, I promise you, as long as I work at Shrapnel, you will be incrementally rewarded, and it will always 100% be a surprise because much of the time, anything that we do to incrementally reward people who pay for stuff is also heavily regulated, and so I just can't talk about it. But what I will continue to reiterate is if you were an operator holder and you bought an operator for $50 when we minted, so far you've gotten 2 token airdrops, free comic books, a free SCU mint, and $100 worth of extraction packs. And so just kind of look into history and pay that forward. If you're buying stuff from us, we're gonna take care of you.
Bro, this is like so insane. I'm freaking out. And this is why I'm so excited about Shrapnel. This is why I can't stop talking about Shrapnel, because you guys are doing amazing things like this. Working with Game League, blessing the space, giving back to the people that are supporting you. I got a free pack and I was so excited, over the moon. I went and bought a pack to support you guys. You continue to like go above and beyond. It's so like I'm at a loss for words because it's so friggin' cool to see. Like, thank you, Tony. Thank you, Shrapnel. You guys are friggin' amazing. I had other thoughts, but like I just can't. I can't right now. I can't right now. Damn, dude, that's incredible. Blessing the Game League. So yeah, go claim your Game Pass merc. You're gonna get one of those free extraction packs. Like, man, they're not gatekeeping anything. This is how you create raving fans and evangelists. And I'm gonna keep raving and evangelizing. Doug, I know you got something to say. Hit me, brother.
Believe in yourself, bitch.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, Icy, baby? Let's get freaking going right now. This is crazy because people that have been around Web3 know who I am, and they know I bring the hype. But there's something that just made me go completely nuts in the last week. Thanks, Owen. Thanks so much, Owen. I've gotten zero sleep. I run on pure hype. I don't even eat anything but cake for every meal. Pancakes for breakfast, carrot cake for lunch, strawberry shortcake for dinner, baby. The best in the nation. And then Shrapnel and all these wonderful people in Web3 come around and just start throwing down like crazy. Icy, do you have any clue how nuts it's gonna get? Right now, I put a tweet up there to announce officially the show called Hyped. And Icy helped me name the damn show himself. And it's going to be the biggest, most gigantic thing you've ever seen in Web3 gaming. You can see an amazing all-star panel, Crypto Stash, Spike, Icy, Orangey, Jesus, aka Classy Games, Phase Clips, Big Time, Champions. We got Cairo coming on down in the crowd. We got TQ, we got J-Change, we got so many people coming. We got all kinds of games coming, all the top games. Shrapnel's gonna be there, baby. You know what? If you've seen the graphics I've made, it looks like a goddamn Disney film, I see. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's gonna be. Our lives are gonna be full of cheer and amazingness. And right now, if you go up on that tweet and you retweet and tag 3 people and comment, I'm giving away $200 worth of Shrapnel packs, okay? But, Icy, that ain't nothing, bro. All these people keep on giving stuff away.
Yourself, bitch.
Yeah, and doing huge things. Tony, there's no way I can let you get away with this, okay? Tony, did you think you could just get away with giving away so many things? I need to know. Did you think you really could? Do you think you could get away with it? Well, guess what? I'm going to be giving away Shrapcoin right now. So if we can get 100 comments on that tweet up there and reservations for the game show Thursday at noon Eastern time, that's when it premieres. I'm going to give away at least $50 worth of Shrapcoin, maybe 100. I just started buying a ton of it just right now, Icy. Like, I just started pushing buttons. Buy, 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 buy. Buy, 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 buy. Bank account, buy, 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 buy. Crypto, buy, 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 buy. It's going crazy, Icy. You ever seen those commercials on TV where they just start...
All right. Not financial advice. But Doug, you are incredible. You are a star. I love you so much. That is an epic giveaway. Guys, go set the reminders for Doug's space. Doug, I love you so much. Epic, incredible. Guys, thank you so much. This space has been beyond anything that I could have expected. I really, really appreciate everybody in the comments, everybody who's been hanging out the past hour and 45 minutes. We are going to go another 15 minutes. We're going to hard stop it at the 2-hour mark. I want to respect everybody's time. Listen, if Gamified ends at the 2-hour mark, then the I'll name this space later hosted by Icy is going to end at the 2-hour mark. Shout out to Sam Stefanina. I did see him pop in to the audience real quick. I know he was on a bunch of meetings. Sam, I love you. I hope that I'm doing you justice and proud. Arrogant, you had your Arrogant AVAX. Shout out to AVAX, title sponsor of Game League. Game League Live now. Go claim your Game Pass merc. Get free Shrapnel extraction packs so much incredible stuff is going on. It's crazy. This space is crazy. I know why Sam does this every single week, and pours his heart and soul into it. Arrogant Avax, welcome to the stage. What do you have for me?
Yo. I'm a little bit late now, but I was coming up to ask a question for Shrapnel and about future gameplay. A very important factor in the game, proximity voice chat. What's in the cards for that? Is that going to be a thing?
The game developers always tell me they're going to fight me when I comment on stuff like this, but yes, the short answer is sound is a weapon, and so with sound being a weapon in our game, proximity, not just chat with your the people you're playing with, but the people you're playing against is going to be super important. So people like me are fucked, because I don't know if you've noticed, but like I don't have an inside voice. My mom always told me that growing up, and so if you're on my team, we just better kill everyone, because everyone's gonna hear where we are immediately.
So glad to hear that. I mean, it really does. Like you said, it's a crazy, important piece of the game, and to have those interactions with enemies and not just your teammates, like you're saying, it's just it creates a whole like world of interaction that I'm ready to see again.
Yo, and I want to shout out to everyone. Arrogant, this is the first time I've heard his voice, but we've been communicating for about a week now. Arrogant is the creator of many of those fucking beautiful chibis that you see on the timeline. And as I keep saying, I love all of the creators in this space, because they come in all different shapes and sizes. Arrogant's making chibis, Doug's making whatever performative fucking Andy Kafka shit he's got going on. I'm here for it. Dub is just playing games. Icy's the nicest motherfucker on the earth. Spike has got that little bit of edge to him, but he's got that kind of dad vibe. I mean, everyone's got something different. Matt, I want to go clubbing with Matt. Like I want to come out of a Barcelona nightclub with the sun coming up at like 4 a.m. That's or 7 a.m. That's what I want with Matt. But anyway, I love you guys. Big shout out to Arrogant. Thanks for showing up, buddy.
Hey, much appreciated, man.
Oh my God, the space is so epic. I want to come out of that nightclub with you guys as well, man. That would be amazing. I want to welcome LT back, and Crypto Tiger. You had been waiting for a little while. Crypto, do you have a question that you wanna ask?
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Doing fantastic, man. This is incredible.
All right. This is an amazing project. Shrapnel. I've been with this community from the start, like from
Well, I mean, we
every way possible. What do you mean? But okay, I'll let you take it away, Tony.
System are going to be making maps, making skins, making new game modes, and minting those on chain, and buying and selling and trading them with each other. And we're going to help support and curate those folks, as is the community. And then, as IC was saying earlier, we're really focused right now on just getting as many people in as possible and making sure they have as good an experience as possible, and really rewarding people for being early, right? Like I was just saying, if you happen to win a pack during one of our giveaways, you're getting a bunch of stuff in game that, if the game doesn't suck, is going to be, in my opinion, probably valuable in the future, right? Like you look at the season 1 PUBG, what were they? There was like a pair of galoshes or some. They were like boots that were like the most highly valuable thing in PUBG, because they came out of like some playtest in the early part of the game, or the Riot buddies in Valorant that you can only get if you're awarded by a member of the staff, right? Like that's the quality that we expect to be putting into these first round of items and packs that we're giving to people. And so if you win one, you should be psyched as hell. And then if you buy one, I promise you're going to be even more excited in the future. But the idea is that if you're part of our community, whether or not you're putting in sweat equity, you're just showing up and you're talking shit with me and Icy on a stage, or you're like me, you suck at the game and you're basically free AI for people like Orangey.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Like we want to reward you.
Hey, I just
Amazing,
want
Incredible.
to,
amazing. I
I
actually
just want
love
to jump in
this.
real quick. I want to jump in real quick. Shrapnel dropped 1,250 strap to all early accounts that registered for their, um, their game already. And as of right now, that's a little bit over 8 AVAX, which is 140 US dollars. And that's to every player that had signed up and, was there for the airdrop, for the snapshot, which is ridiculous. A game just giving everyone 140 bucks. Come on, name another.
It's pretty incredible. I love them for that. However, I spent all of my Shrap minting call signs, and I have zero regrets about that. LT, I'm going to throw it to you, and then we're going to loop Maddox and Spike and Matt in here to tell us a little bit about Game League and the AVAX partnership and the Shrapnel partnership that was leaked on this stage to close us out. I appreciate everybody's time so very much, but we do have to call it at some point. So LT, I'm going to give you the last question. What do you got for me?
Damn, I see is a polite MFer. All right. So I know that Shrap collabs with their community a lot for art contests and shit like that. I think it'd be pretty cool if you guys had designated spots, maybe on plates, maybe on rooftops or something, where you switch it out every couple of weeks with the contest winner. So let's say, I don't know, whatever. You get 3 top submissions. One looks more like graffiti, the other one looks like actual pop art or some bullshit, and then you just keep swapping them out, so it keeps the plate ever growing. I was talking to another project about something like that, but they're slow to integrate. I think you guys can integrate that a lot faster, in my opinion.
Oh, dude, I violent agreement. And again, I love these fucking chibis that you'll see me posting in these threads, and the arrogance made a bunch of them. So the studio got so jazzed about these things. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, they're all over Twitter. The people seem to like these things, and so our art director saw them, and he's been pouring. We have 1,000 of them now that these guys have made, and the art director has been pouring through them, and they're absolutely going to show up in the game. They're gonna be on posters and spray paint and shit. And honestly, again, some alpha, we're trying to figure out how we make them kind of, I think I mentioned earlier, like calling cards if you die. We got some designs going right now. So anyway, that's 2024 shit, but 100% yes, really excited about finding ways to take the cool creations that people are making and expressing them in the game, because that's what we're all about. That's the point.
Oh my God, gaming is so fun. This is so sick, so freaking cool. It's so amazing to be a part of building this game and the journey with this game and be able to participate. It feels like, I mean, this is going to sound cliche, but it feels like we're a part of history, at least a part of Shrapnel's history, a part of Web3 gaming history. And that's special. People ask, why are you still here? And it's what do you mean? Look at this space. Look at the things that are happening. So sick, so sick. Yo, LT, shout out to you for minting, claiming your Game League merc. I see that on the timeline. I appreciate you, bro. Welcome to the league. You're what do I do now? Well, there's a bunch of quests on app.owned.gg, or if you just go to owned.gg, we should have it pinned. I don't know, Matt, if you can pin maybe the website or maybe the main announcement. Let's get that up there. It's a free to enter tournament game league for the next 4 weeks. We're starting off this week with Fortnite. All the information's on the website. All you got to do is get some dope Fortnite clips, post them online, and you're entered in to win. There's $15,000 up for grabs, plus a bunch of loot box rewards. We've already teased. Shrapnel is throwing in a bunch of stuff. If you claim your merc, you're going to get a light extraction pack, maybe some more stuff in the future. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you're going to get rewarded with. As you level up your merc, as you claim more XP and complete quests on the D-Quest realm, you're going to qualify for higher tier loot box rewards. There's over $1 million in value of assets up for grabs. And the more you play, the more you're going to qualify for. It's super, super cool. Maddox, I want to loop you in, man. We talked about the Shrapnel announcement, the AVAX announcement. Yeah, you've been in the Discord every single day, running the community, an integral part of this. What do you have to share about it? Not too long, maybe 60 seconds, but I want to give you some shine to share what we're up to. It's day 1 of Game League, baby.
Thank you, IC. I appreciate it. Guys, we're building an amazing thing over in the Game League Discord. It's so far turned out to be the new game hub for any game that there is to play or figure out about. I mean, from Web 2 games, Web 3 games, games that are in the Game League right now to games that we just like to play together. We're building the Discord together. It's not something that I masterfully crafted all before you guys got there, and here it is, and this is what you get. Every single day, gamers are coming together and adding to this wonderful Discord space, whether that be through content, through the voice channels, partying up with people, sharing about the games they like to play, and just meeting up and just playing games and having fun, bro. You know what I mean? It's an amazing place that we call the Game League Discord now. I'm fortunate enough to be a trusted servant of it, as you know, the Discord manager of the Game League Discord. But really, it's because of you guys that are building this thing and all the wonderful communities that have piled in to share what they have and what's in their community or their game. I mean, that's what this is all about and what this is going to be beyond the Game League once this season is over. That's what's going to keep this thing moving. And I'm just so happy to see it grow and be a part of it as it grows. I'm just excited. Get in there, go claim your merc, ask us what's going on, be a part of the tournament schedule. Get some clips of Fortnite this week.
Maddox is the guy. If you have any questions, he is answering everything in the Discord. The man is a machine, and he's the best. You guys think I'm nice? Like, Maddox is a gem. Spike, I want to toss it to you, man. You've been working so hard, teeing up all these incredible partnerships, all these incredible creators. What are you excited for? Take your moment to talk about Game League and tell everyone what to expect, man, and what they stand to win.
Yo, guys, I'm not lying. I have goosebumps right now. And it's not just because it's cold. It's because during the space, we had 4 of the top 20 Fortnite pro players announce that they have joined Game League. They're all giving away a whole bunch of V-Bucks. They're going to be getting, like, extraction packs with their community. Like, guys, like, if you guys are gamers, you want to support like Shrapnel, like join the own Discord. We could use your help to welcome and warm welcome all these new gamers coming to Web3. Again, everything's entirely free. We're working with such amazing sponsors to just give out as many cool things as possible. Everything that we're getting is going directly back to the gamers. So the more loud and proud we get to do a lot of more crazy big things like the Avalanche announcement, the soon Shrapnel announcement that's going to drop any second. So if you guys could like, comment, and like tag friends, let them know what's going on here. Like we're really doing our part to really grow this Web3 family that we love so much. So thanks again for everyone up here, all amazing speakers. Doug's always bringing the hype. Got Icy always giving me a good vibe. Tony with Shrapnel and their amazing team that's so accommodating and so it's like literally we're having and this alludes to Tony's time at Twitch, but I feel like we're getting Twitch drops left and right. So I'm super excited to be part of this journey with everyone here. And yeah, Icy, you take it away.
Bro, it's crazy. I do have an epic outro. I'm inspired by Sam Stefanina, so I'm going to try and get to that in like 30 seconds. But I want to give Doug a chance to say goodbye. I want to give Tony a chance to say goodbye because he's been absolutely incredible on this space. And no ECLs, I want to bring you up real quick. But Doug, hit me like 30 seconds because I want to stick to closing this out soon.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that like the main point, and I just retweeted up there at the top. Please, everybody go comment, share, because the thing about this show, it's powered by Owned and all the amazing people here. The hyped show coming on Thursday. The main point of this show is to have a great time and do all the stuff we're doing here, but also highlight creators. All you amazing creators that are putting out the content, Maddox, all you guys like down there, I see Crypto Hado, all kinds of amazing creators. Sam's down there. We're going to have tons of contests and amazing prizes for people that are creating content. We're going to talk about content creation, bring people in to talk about it, to support you. It's so important in their space. There's such an opportunity here to have amazing things happen. Like Sam down there is putting out amazing freaking content. And just imagine if Web3 gaming was just filled with all this amazing content, people would be showing up like nuts. I am planning on for this show to be marketed heavier than anything you've seen in your life. You're going to see it everywhere. There's going to be videos. There's going to be graphics, all kinds of stuff because it's about supporting and promoting.
Ding, ding, ding. Doug, I love you. I got to cut you off. I got to throw in the Sam buzzer. You know, we're rumbling out here. Absolutely. Let's support Doug. You're an incredible creator. Let's support Owned and the Game League. Genuinely, guys. I don't know if I would be here right now if it weren't for Owned supporting me over the past few months. So Game League means a lot to them. It means a lot to the space. It's a free to enter tournament. even if you complete 1 quest or 0 quests, go claim your Game Pass merc. You're gonna get a bunch of free, amazing stuff just by claiming that. Owned.gg. It would really mean the world to me and everyone up here on the space. It's really important. No ACLs. I'm gonna toss it to you, man, and then I'll go to Tony, and then I'll close out with my outro.
Yo.
Oh, no ACLs. It rugged for me right after you said hi. Is it rugging for? Oh, you're back. You're back. Okay.
Okay, cool, man. Honestly, much love, everyone. I just wanted to keep it short. I was trying to get up here when Shrapnel's love session was going on, but I just want to say, like, there's so much, happening here as far as community support and everybody coming together to collaborate and really push everybody forward. And there are few games in this space that have me this excited. And I just got to shout out Shrapnel. You are one of them. Like, the last time I had this type of vibe was when Halo 2 was out, and that was a very long time ago. That really changed the game. So Shrapnel and a lot of our partners are doing that today. Looking forward to the Game League. Good luck, everyone, and get dialed in. It's going to be awesome.
Let's friggin' go. Tony, I love you so much, man. You shouted me out on Gamified. You gave me a place to sleep. You invited me out. You have blessed this space. You do so much, not only for the traditional gaming industry with Twitch Prime and everything throughout your entire career, and you're extending that now at Shrapnel with everything that you're doing. Shout out to the Chibbies. I do have to shout out Ramen Cash with the incredible threaded, knitted, custom Chibbies. Those look amazing. Shout out to Amara. I loved hers. I saw Tony got his made. Tony, thank you so much. You're always available, always gracious, always supportive. How do you want to close out the space on your behalf?
Oh man, let's go to Icy's outro. Thanks everyone so much for coming and hanging out with us. I'm going through and responding to people who commented now.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She's 28, telling me I'm
competitions. It's going to be great, and I just again cannot thank the creators in this space enough, and the people who are following along and getting excited about our product. It doesn't matter without any of you.
Hell yeah, I love that. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, like so appreciative of everything that you do. Thank you guys to everyone on stage. Dub, Andy.eth, Orangey coming through earlier, Hantow, of course, Maddox, Doug Hype, Rare Evo, No ACLs, Arrogant, Avax, LT, everyone that joined. Shout out to Coop in the audience, title sponsor of Game League. We could not do Owned Game League without AVAX. So excited about everything that you guys are doing. AVAX is dominating the space. Game on AVAX, guys. Game on AVAX. I was going to say something about tokens, but we're not going to do that. Shout out to Dolly in the chat. Appreciate you. Big Time is one of my other favorite games. Like, it's Shrapnel, Dead Drop, Big Time, Illuvium, STG Football is up there for me. Some poker games. I got to shout you guys out. Shout out to Games GG, Crypto Hado, Clouds, Sam Stefanina, my idol. And I have a picture of you on my wall. Brother, I love you. Thank you so much for all your support. Shout out to My Pet Hooligans. I see y'all in the chat. Sunshine, Wes, the Day Ones. You guys know I love you. Don Norbury in the audience. I thought I'd have a chance to bring you up. So sorry that we didn't get that, but Don Norbury is a studio head, and that is a segue into my outro, guys. I did not get an opportunity to praise the team enough. Thank you guys for bringing all of us out to Seattle. What makes me the most excited about Shrapnel, and yes, this is a love fest, but that's what happens when you create raving, evangelized fans, is that everyone on the team, everybody on the team, go to shrapnel.com, look up the people on the team. These guys are rock stars. They're the kindest people in the world. They're the most passionate game developers I have ever met. I've not met a lot of game developers, so take that with a grain of salt. But like, they rolled out the red carpet for Hantow, me, Dub, Andy, Orangey, and I cannot thank them enough. Don Norbury, the head of studio, he's an absolute legend. I met him at NFT NYC. He was gracious enough to give me an interview. He was like awesome at the studio. He came out. I couldn't be more excited for him to be leading the studio. But we have to shout out Mark Long, the CEO. I got a chance to talk with him in his office, and he gave me an exclusive look into some of the behind the scenes stuff. I'll be sharing that video soon. I got an interview with him. He's a legend. Hearing him talk about the game and his vision for the studio, it goes so much beyond just the game, right? This is a transmedia enterprise. You heard Tony talk about the entertainment aspect of what they're building, and it really is true. If you haven't seen their live action film, what are you guys doing? That came out a year ago. They put out a live action film. They have 5 comic books out right now, and I think I can leak alpha. They are maybe producing another live action thing. I don't know. Maybe I can't say that. I'm sorry. Colin Ferran, head of game. You see him in a lot of videos looking cool as fuck, to be honest. Coolest motherfucker ever. Just like smooth criminal. Mark Yeend, head of marketing. You guys say that I have a nice smile, but Mark just lights up any room that he's in. Josh, the head of experience, hosted the playtest. Really awesome guy, knows what he's doing. It was an honor being a part of that with him. Arun, head of the Creator Foundry. You guys have heard them talk about the UGC aspects of the game. Arun is leading that. He loves the UGC aspects. He's so excited about that. He can talk about it for hours. He's so passionate about what he's doing. Marcus, the software and server tech. He's the one that will let you play the game or not. He turns the servers on and he will shut them off. So Marcus, please turn them on soon. Amara, I have to shout out, director of video and events, getting all the behind the scenes footage and keeps everything running smooth and organized. Your new chibi looks beautiful. Clint, what can I say about Clint, the creative director? I've never met anybody who loves talking about the game and hearing feedback. He like absorbs it like a sponge. He wants to know every little detail. Him and Jeff McGann, the game director, get giddy about talking about Shrapnel. And it's just so beautiful to see. I love Jeff McGann so much. Like if Shrapnel only had Jeff McGann, I would be bullish on them. But they have all of the people that I just mentioned, and not to forget Dave Johnson. Dave, Jeff, and Clint are like the 3 musketeers when it comes to game development and designing Shrapnel. They're incredible. It was so awesome to meet all of you guys again, see some of you guys again, and to be a part of this playtest. Thank you guys so incredibly much. With that, guys, I am going to close out the space. Thank you so much for being here. Go get some extraction packs. Go sign up for Game League. Tune in to Gamified on Wednesday. Follow Shrapnel. Follow everybody on the stage. I don't know how
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skillet, baby. And the thing about your boy is I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip your lovin' on me. That's right, whip your lovin' on me. Young J-A-C-K-A-K-A, Rico like Suave, young Enrique, speaking at AKA. She's an alpha, but not around your boy. She get quiet around your boy. Hold on, don't know what you heard or what you thought about your boy, but they lied about your boy. Going dumb, and it's something idiotic about your boy. She wearing cheetah print, that's how bad she won't be spotted around your boy. I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip your lovin' on me, baby. Whip your lovin' on me. I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skillet, baby. And the thing about your boy is
that was freaking epic. That was so much fun. Are we still live on the stream? How are we doing this? Hold on. Let me bring this over. Yo, that was crazy. Wait, where's my mic? Check, mic. Okay, we live, baby. We live. Power to the people. We back to do maintenance. I appreciate everybody that hung out on the space. Y'all are incredible. I'm gonna close out the stream. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got, guys. Appreciate you. Love you guys so much. And I'll see you in the next one.